World's Fair Park. This day in February 26th. Perhaps no structure is more iconic and symbolic of Knoxville, Tennessee than the Sun Sphere from the 1982 World's Fair. But it's not iconic cultures. Or iconic structures or figures. I'm looking for today. I was down at the UT downtown gallery last week, and I spoke to the manager there, Mike Barry. I met him and spoke with him at the gallery. And I asked him, he said we started talking about hobbies and interests and things like that, and he mentioned that he was a painter. I told him I like photography a lot. And then I asked him, I said, hey, I've been here 4 years, and I have yet to find like a Skyline. I said, does Knoxville have a Skyline? And if so, where is it? In all the cities I've been to, skylines vary from city to city, town to town. Ironically, I think the best skyline in all the cities that I went to, and all the towns that I went through, none compared, I believe, in my opinion, to my hometown of Pittsburgh, PA, and the skyline that visitors can get atop Mount Washington. For an incline ride up the hill, the view from Mount Washington of what was called, when I was growing up there, the Golden Triangle, is just phenomenal. Truly a sight to behold. And before you start, wow, never been to New York. All right, we'll cut that out right now. Never been to New York. Been to LA. And the thing about LA, at least in my time out there as a pedestrian for the most part, the best skyline I ever saw in Los Angeles was on the 134 freeway, traveling out of Pasadena, California. There is a gorgeous view of downtown Los Angeles you can get along the 134 that is, well, as my older brother described it, it is like looking at Emerald City. It's Emerald City. Of course, my experience from my older brother differed quite a bit in our experiences in Los Angeles. But yeah, but I do have to agree, it is phenomenal, and it is one of the few possible sites, unless you, I don't know, rent a hotel or a boat or something like that, that you can get a great view of the skyline of downtown Los Angeles in all its glory. Now, as I was saying, I asked Mike where the best Knoxville skyline I can find in Knoxville, because I've had no luck finding it. And he told me the best place is right here at the 11th Street Garage. All right. And this I'm gonna attempt today to get up there and see what he might have had in mind when he told me that this is the place to get the best pictures and perspectives of Knoxville and all of the city. Stay tuned. Oh. Is that a pissometer or just a no, just a camera, it looks like. I think it's a 9. Sure is, Paul. Many predominantly black cities I went to, in all the elevators in and around the city. They had a, I don't know what it's called, pissometer or something like that. So they can smell urine and set off an alarm. But that's neither here nor there. All right, this is top floor here on the 11th Street Garage. Now you may be oh, very nice solar panels, I guess there. You may be wondering why, why not the sun sphere for the best views, or the city skyline view of Knoxville. And I will admit, the sun sphere offers some very great views of parts of Knoxville. I mean, you can go up there and see some, great parts of Knoxville. but it doesn't offer a skyline. You know, the the windows are wide, they are tinted, but you only get portions of downtown Knoxville. See, what I am confronted with as far as trying to find some sort of skyline here in the scruffy city, nothing really stands out. Or there's no, well, of course, the Sun Sphere, and we've talked about that, but there's no, and it's the great object here, but there's really no skyline. All right, so Mike Berry, the painter, told me that this might be an option of finding Knoxville skyline. If it has one. And I'm left wondering what the hell he was talking about. There is nothing here that even suggests a skyline. Here at the 11th Street garage. And I thought, honestly, that, that would be perfect to have a skyline here, because it kind of, 11th Street, to kind of, display the city out in front. But it seems to be not the case here. 11th Street, and then, above the ground, and get a great view. But no such thing exists here. Now, I've done this before. When I first moved to downtown Phoenix in 2007, Phoenix is all flat. It's completely flat. And all I needed was a little bit of a boost up, and I could get a shot of downtown Phoenix. In 2007, I might add. It's changed quite a bit since. So I did. I went to a parking garage in downtown. There were many, because there was nothing else downtown at the time. And, got some great shots of downtown Phoenix, or what was then downtown Phoenix. And, quite a time capsule today, of course, but, then it gave me enough perspective of the city to photograph some sort of impression of it, other than, say, a building or certain things like that. I don't know. Can I say? Disappointed, not surprised at this. I might add that, well, off in the distance there, you see those twin towers over there, the radio towers. That is Sharps Ridge. Sharps Ridge, Veteran Memorial Park up there. Sharps Ridge. They have great views looking into downtown Knoxville and the neighborhoods surrounding Knoxville. And they have great views of the freeway system, Clinton Highway, and all the stuff around Knoxville. That is really a high peak and ridge there, for a perspective. But sadly enough, although the radio towers love it and the TV stations, there's no view there of anything outside of the neighborhood that is at the base of Sharps Ridge. There's no there. There's great views of the local neighborhood over there. Whatever it is today, whatever it's called. And it's phenomenal. You're above all the homes and things like that. Where you can park, and the city has, supplied parking there on the ridge for, families during the day, lovers probably at night, to enjoy the view. I've, of course, posted on the phenomenal view of the freeway out of Knoxville and through the Veterans Memorial Park one time over there. But you still don't get a skyline view of the scruffy city there at the ridge. And well, while we're talking about it, I got no great view of actually anything when I was squatting atop Fort Dickerson Park over there. You would think perhaps I'd have a, bird's eye view, so to speak, of the surroundings of Knoxville. Now, the forest is too dense over there. Whether it's summertime or the dead of winter, it is too dense over there to get any perspective off of the mountain there. Furthermore, if you were to do that, there's really nothing of worth photographing as far as any sort of skyline. You get a great shot of Chapman Highway that runs past Stanley and Fort Dickerson Park. Kind of cuts the bun in half there. But yeah, that's it. As far as any sort of, high perspective around the city is concerned. And again, that leads me back to the beginning, of course. Another full circle moment here in this scruffy city of Knoxville. Yeah. Where is there does Knoxville have a skyline? And if so, what does it take to photograph it? All right. From the World is Fair.